Gaming is the biggest entertainment industry in the world. 98% of households have some sort of gaming device in them, and 94% of youths play some sort of video games. This equates to approximately 64 million kids in the US alone. Now, that's a lot of people who play video games, but how many of them are actually addicted to video games? The definition of addicted, as defined by Google, is physically and mentally dependent on a particular substance and unable to stop taking it without incurring adverse effects. For the purpose of the video, we are going to base video game addiction off of this. If someone were to play video games uncontrollably and have their life negatively affected in the process, then that is considered video game addiction. One of the main ways that people's lives get affected by video game addiction is malnutrition. Malnutrition is the process of eating extremely unhealthily, that way that you are now unhealthy. A typical gamer eats Doritos while drinking Mountain Dew. A lot of gamers do this, but there are even a wider range of food that gamers eat consistently, which cause them to have poor malnutrition. Some other examples are other chips and sodas, as well as candy and even greasy foods. KFC has made a grease-proof Xbox controller which is used to eat KFC chicken and other grease-filled products like pizza while playing without having to worry about the controller breaking or becoming sticky. There are only 200 of these KFC grease-proof controllers, and they were released in order to celebrate a massive game named PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, aka PUBG, and its full release. Gaming has gone this far that companies are making gaming equipment that are grease-proof just for gamers to munch on their favorite foods while playing their games addictively. This further supports why video game addiction is a problem, because the people who have the grease-proof controllers cannot take time off to just enjoy eating. They are eating while playing, which affects their life negatively by not giving them time to themselves for them to just think and rest. Also, eating foods such as chips, soda, grease-filled foods, and other unhealthy foods constantly create malnutrition for the people playing. This just delineates how addictive people have gone to video games. To prevent or mitigate video game addiction, we must know why people play video games in the first place, and there are 4 main reasons why. Firstly, they are a temporary escape. Secondly, they are social. Third of all, they give people a challenge. And finally, they constantly measure growth. For people who want to socialize or want a temporary escape, video games are a habit. We can base this off of the book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. In this book, he talks about how habits have 3 main parts: the cue, or what starts the habit, the routine, or the habitual action, and the reward, or what you get from doing the habit. There are many different cues that a person could experience in order to have them want to play video games. Some of these cues are, as soon as you wake up, come home from school, a certain time of day, a friend asking you to get on, or even stress. For the routine, it's turning on their gaming device and playing for hours upon end. For rewards, it's primarily the 4 reasoning behind why they want to play video games: the temporary escape from life and the social aspect of video games, as well as the dopamine they receive from the challenging aspect of video games, and the constant measurable growth from the game. That's great now that we've dissected the habit loop for video game addiction, but what does that actually mean in terms of preventing video game addiction? Well, Duhigg stated that the golden rule for a habit change is, you can't extinguish a bad habit, you can only change it. This means that in order to change the habit of playing video games consistently throughout the day, you must change the routines, while keeping the rewards and cues the same. Let's take this into example when you go home from school. You hop onto your video game console right away and you add a few friends to a PS4 or Xbox party, or maybe even join a Discord channel. Your reward is that you will be able to socialize with them. This then eventually leads to you staying on playing video games until it's very late at night. During that time, you've munched on a couple bags of chips, drank a couple cans of soda, and eaten dinner while playing. The malnutrition from playing video games is a side effect of you just wanting to socialize with someone. Instead, you can change the routine from playing video games into talking on the phone while doing your work, or studying with a group of friends instead. You can keep the same cue of coming home, but change the routine of meeting up with a group of friends and studying, or talking to friends on the phone while you do the things you need to get done. Your reward is that you get to socialize, while the side effect of munching on a bunch of unhealthy snacks is gone. Instead, now, the side effect is that you get to do your work, or be prepared for a test coming up rather than mindlessly gaming away and becoming malnutritious. In order to keep a good streak of not playing video games, you should keep a daily counter. A daily counter makes it so that each day, whenever you keep the same cue and the reward the same, but instead change the routine from playing video games to a different task that is more beneficial, then you can mark it off on your daily counter. When you do this for long enough, the streak will continue building up, and psychologically, you will not want to ruin your streak. Because of this, a daily counter is extremely beneficial for keeping a long streak and changing the habit of playing video games. The habit tracking device that I have been using for a couple months now is Habitica. It mimics a role-playing game, or aka RPG, where you get experience points and level up for following your habits, doing your dailies, or even completing something that you put onto your to-do list. It has helped me overcome some habit struggles similar to video game addiction, as well as helped me build new and better habits. I highly suggest it to anyone who has a video game addiction because it will help you stop playing video games addictively. And so to recap, it causes malnutrition and wastes a lot of your time. This can be prevented by keeping a daily counter for when you don't get on and play. Know your habit loops so that you can change your routines while maintaining the same cue and reward. And with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like the video, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe while you're at it. Thank you very much, and I will see you all later. Peace!